Alright, so if you're a Laravel developer, you know the power you have on the back end. But what happens when you want that slick, modern front end without completely tanking your SEO? You know the story. You build an awesome single-page app, and suddenly you're invisible to Google. That's where this incredible combo comes in, server-side rendering with Inertia.js. Let's break down exactly how it fixes this huge problem.
This is the question that keeps so many of us devs up at night, right? We build these beautiful, lightning-fast, app-like experiences for our users with Vue or React, and then the marketing team shows up, asking why that brand new landing page we spent weeks on isn't even showing up in search results. It's that classic, frustrating trade-off.
And that really gets to the heart of the dilemma for modern Laravel apps. On one hand, you've got the amazing user experience of a single-page app, or SPA, but on the other hand, you absolutely need to be visible to search engines. For the longest time, it really felt like you had to pick one and sacrifice the other.
And this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? The goal is that rich, seamless SPA experience. But the problem, the big, glaring problem, is that when a Google crawler comes knocking, it often just sees a totally blank page, nothing but an empty little container. And for any business that relies on search traffic, that's just disastrous.
Okay, so this is where the hero of our story, Inertia.js, steps in. Think of it as the perfect bridge. It lets you keep your wonderful monolithic Laravel app, meaning all your logic and controllers are in one happy codebase, while you build out your front end with something modern like Vue or React. It's the best of both worlds, really. You get that smooth SPA feel without the massive headache of building and maintaining a whole separate API.
But wait, even with Inertia, a standard client-side setup has a fundamental blind spot when it comes to SEO. Let's pull back the curtain and look at what a search crawler actually sees when it first visits your site.
And yeah, this is it, an empty div. That's all. All your beautiful components, all your text, all your hard work, it all gets rendered later by JavaScript in the user's browser. But a web crawler, it's not going to wait around for that. It sees a blank page, moves on, and your SEO ranking just plummets.
So that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? How do we deliver that fast, modern SPA experience and serve up a fully formed page that search engines can read and index right away? The answer, my friends, is server-side rendering. You've probably heard it called SSR. The whole strategy is simple but incredibly powerful. We deliver the complete, finished content first, and then we let the JavaScript layer on all the cool interactivity second. Now here's the genius part about how Inertia does this. Its SSR feature basically takes your Vue or React components and builds the full HTML page on the server before it ever even gets sent to the browser. What's the result? Both your users and those all-important search crawlers get a complete, content-filled document from the word go. It's an absolute game changer.
So how does this magic actually happen? Well, it's not really magic, but it is a fascinating bit of teamwork. It's a tale of two servers working in perfect harmony. You need your standard PHP server for Laravel, and you also need a Node.js server to pull it off.
Okay, I absolutely love this analogy because it makes things so clear. Your PHP server, Laravel, is the architect. It gets the request, figures out what data is needed for the page, and draws up the blueprints. Then, it hands those blueprints over to the builder, our Node.js server, which takes all that data and pre-builds the final HTML structure before anyone even lays eyes on it.
So let's trace the journey of a single request, step by step. First, the request hits your Laravel app. Your controller springs into action, gathering up all the data needed for that page. Then, Laravel makes a quick call over to your running Node.js server, basically saying, hey, here's the component name and the data. Node.js instantly renders that component into a plain old HTML string and sends it right back. Finally, Laravel serves that complete, fully formed HTML page to the browser. It's this really slick, cooperative dance between the two. So all that back and forth, all that technical choreography, what does it get you? Well, it leads to one massive payoff. And when it comes to SEO, seeing the result is truly believing. And here it is. This is the money shot. On the left, our old enemy, the empty div. But on the right, with SSR turned on, just look at that. You've got your title, your paragraphs, all your important content is right there in the initial HTML. A search engine can now read and index everything perfectly. Your site finally gets the visibility it deserves. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? Well, first, you get perfect SEO. Your marketing pages, your landing pages, they're all fully indexable. Second, your users perceive the site as loading way faster because they see content immediately.
And, maybe best of all for us developers, you keep that beautiful, monolithic simplicity of a single Laravel project. No messy, separate API to build and maintain.
This whole thing leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As this technology gets easier and more common, is this dual-server approach, combining a powerful backend like Laravel with a rendering engine like Node.js, becoming the new standard for building powerful, modern, and SEO-friendly web apps? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.